Hey Campshaw, it's time for our next animal ambassador, and this week we're talking about turkey vultures. So turkey vultures are very large birds. They can have a wingspan up to about 6 feet long, and then they're between usually 2 to 2.5 feet tall when they're fully grown. Males and females look pretty much the same. There's not anything that you can really use to easily distinguish them from each other. And then they usually live for an average of about 10 years in the wild. They live from southern Canada all the way through North America and through all of South America to the very tip of it. And they are migrators, so the birds that live in the northern part of the range in Canada and like the northern United States will travel for the winter into South America. Usually the birds that live in the more warmer states, like in the southern United States, they won't migrate as much because they're in a comfortable climate year-round. Around here they live in and around forests, and they are diurnal, so they're most active during the day. They are scavengers, which means that they will eat things that are already dead. So they eat mostly dead animals, and they use their sense of sight and smell to find things that are already dead, and then they'll go to them and they will eat the meat that is left over. This is really beneficial to humans because if they didn't eat these and the carcasses were just left there, a lot of disease would develop, and that could eventually possibly get to humans, and that would be really bad. So they help to clean up nature in a sense, and that's really good for both us and the ecosystem. They are social animals, so they will roost in groups, which is basically a fancy term that means resting. And they will also fly in groups when they are looking for food and when they're migrating. They will fly in flocks. Male and female birds will stay together as partners for pretty much their whole life. They will find each other pretty early on and then stay with each other and continue to have babies together. The females will usually lay a clutch of 2 eggs, and then those eggs will hatch after about 5 weeks. And the male and female actually take turns sitting on the eggs to keep them warm, so it's not just the mom, it's both of the parents. And once the babies are born, when they're really young, they're not really able to digest food on their own. So both of the parents actually feed them by regurgitation, which is how birds, they'll eat something and then they will basically spit up that food into the baby's mouths because they're not able to digest it on their own. The babies stay in the nest for usually a couple months before they're able to fly, and then once they can fly, they are called fledglings, and they will still stay in and around the nest, but they will go off on their own to explore a little bit until they're about 3 months old, which is when they are able to eat on their own and live on their own, and that's when they leave their parents. So I hope you enjoyed learning about turkey vultures. And this week we have this word search. So if you look on our Facebook post, you should be able to find this, and it has some words that were talked about in this video.